started, so we're starting on time. Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited. I feel like our group's growing a little bit today, so this is exciting. And I'm super excited because Amy let me know that we have a couple of guests today that are joining us from the general public. So do you want to introduce these ladies to us, Amy?
Yes, Lolita and her mother Mary, and their last name.
Morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Yes, so
Not
exciting.
bad.
Yes, because that's really kind of at the heart of the Older Adult Collaborative, is that we really want to be inviting the general public to our meetings. Because we all love networking with one another, but really the purpose is to let our senior community and their adult children know about all the services that are available in our amazing community in the county. So thank you, ladies, for coming on this foggy morning. And then we also have
From Denmark.
Oh,
Well, wait a minute, I've lived here 61 years.
I mean, not straight. Sorry. We were just talking about Danish ancestry earlier.
okay. And what was your name?
Irene.
Irene, welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. Super exciting. So this morning we're going to be meeting with, it looks like, I always have to look at my notes from Amy to know what we're doing and who we're talking to. Dignity Memorial, correct? Yeah. And they're going to be sharing with us today. And so just before we get started, we're going to remind where we're at on our Facebook friend count. So we're at 141 members. So super excited about that. So just continue sharing content, continue letting your friends know about our presence on Facebook. It's a great platform to share information and just get the word out about us. And also just a reminder of our mission and our vision. Our mission is to proactively serve and educate each other in the pursuit of solutions for our seniors in the community. And our vision is to create a unified senior resource team to support each other and the seniors that we want to serve. And then our values are integrity, synergy, service, and collaboration. Okay. And then we have Miss Crystal with us this morning. I see her there. Hello. You said you're in Monterey?
Yes, yes, I am. It's not foggy here.
Now that's ironic, right?
Sunny and beautiful.
It is.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
It's good to be with everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. So,
And we've got Tim, who's there with us too.
yes. Good morning. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Dignity Memorial, and they're going to share with us 4 easy steps to pre-plan for end of life. So, fun topic today.
And applicable to everybody, right?
Yeah, but you know what? These are important things to talk about, and I don't think we should avoid them. I think it's important to really be prepared, and I think being prepared really assists your loved ones and your family members, because it's a difficult time, and so if you can, you know, be a part of helping that for them, I think it's a good thing. Wonderful. Okay, we'll turn it over.
Good morning.
Good
Thank you so
morning.
much for having us. I'm gonna take over here. And I was thinking, because we're gonna raffle some stuff for everybody, I think it's fair to include everybody who's watching over. So I was thinking to give a ticket, place your name, and somebody can just keep track of that. And that way you can participate of the raffle at the end.
So if you just put your name in the chat, so I for sure have everybody, I will write your name on a raffle ticket so you have a chance to win as well.
Yes. Thank you. And what we do today is just to tell you a little bit about what we are doing and what do we help, how we help the community. Is Irene is the newest team member in our group, and Carlos is from the area. Nancy and I are coming from Los Angeles. We should relocate January, Nancy in April. And I saw the opportunity to help the community. And there's a lot that they don't do here because they just don't do it. They don't have anybody who help families who go through difficult time. All of us are going one day. Some are prepared and some other families are not. And that is the sad phase. When I was a family service counselor, I had families coming over asking for what to do. And it's the most difficult time. I lost my son, he was 20. I did not know what to do. I couldn't do anything. I had a friend who helped me all the way. I just signed documents. You come You don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, you don't know you just block yourself. And this is not something that you want to do, but everybody's different. And when it's an accident, it's unexpected. It happens in one day, 1 second, your life changed. So even for families, when they have a loved one who's sick, guess what? It's the same. Because some families do not accept that somebody is leaving us. And some families are very close together. And that's why I'm here, just to help you to ease that step and to give you tips, what to do, where to start, because one day we all are going to be there. So Nancy, if you can please go. I have my technical support. Okay, so usually we have the name of the family when we are sharing. Is it on?
Oh, I don't think you did it. Right?
This is what everybody's seeing.
Oh, okay, hold on 1 second. I don't think it transferred over. Share content. And let's see the screen. Yep, so broadcast. Okay. Are they able to know, right? It says
Go back to where you are on the Zoom meeting for a second.
oh, this is the Zoom meeting.
Sharing your screen. Okay. Because we're not seeing it on our end.
Let me try one more time.
Can you go back to the main screen where it looks like this?
Yeah. And oh, okay. It just crashed on it. Oh, there we go. And it's reconnecting.
Everyone who's dealt with Zoom has dealt with this. It's great technology, but when it comes to on the spot, it happens a lot.
We use a different platform. It is called WebEx.
Oh, got it.
So and that's what I said, Nancy, please help me, because iPads, it's completely different.
The host will let you in soon. No. There we go. Okay. Share the content. I'm going to share the screen. Set the broadcast.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, now we can see it.
So, here.
Just lag
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. So usually when we have here is the family name, and this is the welcoming that we give to families when we're making presentations to help them. And one of the questions is that I ask families is if you have lost somebody in the past. And some yes, some others say no. And for the ones who already lost somebody, how was the experience? Were they prearranged, meaning they were prepared, or they were just, they got the news and they need to come with us and start from zero? So this is like being on one side or on the other side. You can start. And conversation. We have conversations. There are some difficult conversations and there are some easy conversations. Having a difficult conversation is talking about that, and most difficult conversation talking about our own. And we go back to the, because we don't want to. So, but somebody is going to receive a phone call. And that phone call is like me saying that somebody passed away. So are you prepared for that step? And a lot of people, if you can raise your hand, please. No, no. That is being prepared. What about financially prepared? Are you guys prefer financial? Are you prefer mental? Because when emotions, financial, and that is when we get the families like they don't know what to do because they have to pay all at once, and you have options to do it in little steps, and that those are the steps that you now are going to see how they work. A lot of people didn't know that we can prearrange. I didn't know. I didn't know. We don't talk about this. This is
I
when you
do.
go. Thank you. Thank you. So you are one
I
of.
did. I didn't say, I should have said I do. I did.
You did.
Yes.
Why do you prearrange for yourself?
I took care of 5 people in my husband's family.
And so that's the reason
2
why.
husbands, 2 mother-in-laws, and a mother-in-law's sister. I was court-appointed conservator for my first mother-in-law. At the
Yeah,
same time, I had my second mother-in-law come and stay with me.
you have experience.
So
Irene is experienced because
Yes.
something happened to her. But usually for somebody who doesn't, or somebody who already happened something in the family and they just block because they don't want to
Yeah.
talk.
None of them know anything. Nope, they don't want to talk about it. Nope.
So some others open to the idea because it's gonna happen again,
Yeah.
somebody else.
Mhm.
Or what about me? If I pass away tomorrow, my family's prepared. That was like when this happened to me,
Mhm.
I said, ever again, ever again. So prearranging is the best way because it's on your terms. What do you want for yourself? Don't let anybody choose for you. They said, don't let your neighbor come and say what to do with you. Because sometimes it happens, because nobody's there, nobody's available, but we don't know when, and we don't know how. So when somebody gets this phone call, and it's where now it comes, somebody has to take decisions in the most difficult time of their lives. And it's going to be, did I do the right thing? Or did I do what I was only affordable? And what happened in our family who they didn't believe in cremation, but the finances didn't accommodate anything else. And some of the families where services had to be held for up to 2 months because families come and make payments, 500, 300, making phone calls. Nancy, I have 300. Can you please credit the account? And what is the balance now? That is very sad. Car washes, raising money, funding account. And do you know the funding account takes 20% out of the money that they raise? This is a business, obviously. So many things that when people help, and we are sorrow for somebody else, and we can do it on our terms. Like I said before, I have families unfolding dollars just to pay the account balance. And it is sad. And it's sad. And especially when families are divided, that is the worst. I have families signing documents in one room, and the same family members signing documents in another room. So I become the referee, psychologist, psychiatrist, financial advisor, banker, all at once. So how much did they pay? How much did she pay? How much did she pay? And that is very sad. And I am like, somebody already passed away. That does not bring them together. No. And but who's gonna get what? Who's gonna get the house? What about somebody already went to their home? It happened with my grandfather. So it happened. It happened. So can you give me the PPT, please? I forgot about that. The other way is like passing into that one didn't come. There we go.
It's gonna go, it's just lagging.
There's the other way. The way where you can do it on your terms. There's a pre-planning guide where you have, please do, if you have a life insurance. And some families say, oh, I have a life insurance, but that does not accommodate. I just want to show the page. Does not accommodate the need that the family has to go through all the documents, everything that they have to do for the family member. The life insurance is for the ones who will leave behind, because they have to, like they said, when a husband and wife, somebody passes away, it's walking in one foot, because we are trying to compensate the balance of the person who is no longer with us. So we have to become the 2 and 1 and making decisions and financially decisions saying, what do we owe? How are we doing? is where the pre-planning guide helps you. It's 95% of the questions that we ask families, everything comes here. If you have insurance for your cell phone, because now cell phones are up to 200, yeah, 200, the new one, and you pay insurance, why? Because it's expensive. It's expensive. And we pay car insurance because the law says you have to pay your car insurance, otherwise you are against the law. And you have life insurance, and so all the dental insurance, health insurance, vision insurance, accident insurance. I'm thinking of all the insurances that I know. Home insurance, renters insurance. If we do that, because we prepare for in case of something to happen, why not for the thing that we know that is going to happen? So that is the question that we ask families. So, for example, page number 4 is the death certificate information that we ask families, and sometimes they cannot even answer the questions because they don't remember the maiden name of my grandfather, my father, my mom, my mom's last name. Questions that we ask, and some family members do not know the names. Why? Because they call Stacy, but that was not or Stephanie, and that was not the name, the legal name. And I said, oh, we have families that said, my whole life I knew my grandma was called, let's say, Panchita. Like, I don't even know what her name is. They didn't know. So those are the questions that we ask families, and having everything prepared and in a safe place. And this is one of the other steps, because you want everybody to know what to do at the time when somebody passes away. So what we require is this, and then they take care of everything. All the information is just finding and going to find what day and what time. So that is completely easier than going from A to Z and being 4 hours filling out paperwork, or maybe not agreeing into something, coming back. And it's when, especially during COVID, the pandemic situation for us, it was the easiest the history of our services. We were delaying services for up to 3 months. We denied services to families. We were so booked. We rented containers to keep remains. In Los Angeles, they used to use the parking of a funeral home just to help bodies. Visitation was not an option. And when somebody needed to make an appointment, it was only one and via WebEx, because they did not allow anybody else to be present, only 2, and that is it. So we don't know what the future has for us. Nobody knew about COVID before, and the second pandemic, it was for us here in Houston, it was the hardest. We lost some co-workers due to the pandemic, and that is very sad, because we're working, we're helping families, and we don't know who comes. Like I always say, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, because you don't know who the other person is. So going into our next, step number 1. If somebody has already shared, I share with my family, like, what do I want for myself without making arrangements before, because I didn't belong to the industry. Have you already shared, if something happened to me, this is what I want? Yeah. Have you shared? That is part of this step number 1. Reflect. Reflect is like, if something happened to me, please, I'm going on a trip. We always think, I don't know, I don't know that I am the only one. When I go out, I think, if I don't come back, I don't know. If I go on a flight, I was like, hopefully everything goes well.
Most people don't think of that until it happens to the people that live across the street and next door.
Yes, that is true. So because some don't think about that, we are the conscious to say, hey, it might happen, can happen. Nobody's free to. We are driving well, but we don't know the other person. We don't know the one who is behind us, across, in front. And that is as simple just to go out to work, and the chances for something to happen to us that we're driving is 50%. 50% that something might happen to us. It's a 50-50. So we're lucky that for the ones who never had an accident, but we don't know, we don't know. So that is the step number one, talking about what do you want. And it's right in here, step number two, it's going to be RIC. And it comes into writing if it's going to be which funeral home, if it's going to be cremation, visitation, open casket, celebration of life, just with your urn. Is it gonna be starting at sea, Yosemite National Park? What do you want? Because this is the celebration of your life. I remember that we used to do services, very, very, very sad. No, that is not sad, it is sad. But what is it that my mom likes? She likes casinos, so I know what I'm going to do. Because she goes to casinos maybe 3 times a week. So to me, it's like that, my mom. We had a lady who collects scars. So by their services, we had all the scars, and then everybody was allowed to take one. So ideas for families. And that is the number two, step number two. Where do you want your services? The packages of the funerals, that which one do you want? And here where it says your legacy. It says your legacy, your information, the service preference, what type of service do you want? Cemetery, cremation property or cemetery property? Which one? The protection in case you passed away more than 75 miles away from home. Let's say you passed away and where are you coming from or where were you living? Okay, can you believe like somebody who passes away going on a trip, how many thousands it takes for them to bring their loved one back? I had a personal friend who has a friend, and she had her this protection day away from home protection. And she called me one day and said, Nancy, is it too late to ask you for one, that protection that you gave me for me and my daughter? And I said, no, for whom? Oh, I have a friend who was going to work to Hong Kong. They were thinking because how many hours the flight that he was asleep, but he already was dead. He passed away on the flight. To bring him back from Hong Kong, because rules and regulations in another country, they wanted to cremate him. So mom had to fly to Hong Kong, and to bring him back, it was $12,000 just to bring him back. I'm not talking about anything of this. So that protection, when you are going anywhere, it takes care of you, and that way family does not have to pay any additional expenses. Next. This is the circle of protection when we take care of the cemetery side on your right and the funeral on the left side, either if it's a casket or an urn. So that's the circle of protection that we help families. Some families build the circle out, and some families start from one side, and some families start from the other because they already have the one on the right. And that is I'm going to stop here because we have the dignity difference, like the company that I work for. I can say that I'm very, very, very proud. It's the largest in North America, Canada, and Puerto Rico. We are more than 2,000 locations. And let's say I am living here in Modesto, but I decide to go into Texas, Arizona, Vegas, wherever I go, wherever I buy here, for the location that I am living right now here. They just accommodate everything in a different cemetery that is ours. And that is the benefit, because what happened when families purchased things 20 years ago? What's gonna happen then 20 years later? What about the pricing information? Goes up. Inflation every year, 4%. So in 20 years, my property that maybe costs $600, just to be real, in some gardens, now it might be 8,000 maybe. And then what I pay before, now what am I gonna do? I have this, who can I sell it? What can I do? Because now I have to pay 20 years later a different price. But with us, wherever you go, we go with you. Either your funeral or your cemetery, because we are everywhere. And even if it's any place where we're not, we help the families to relocate in a different location, but the family does not have to pay anything extra. So that is another benefit, and many more. Protection for children under 21, grandchildren under 21, they have benefits for free. Any other relocation, away from home protection, there are 9
Compassion helpline.
protections. There's a 24/7 line open for families who are grieving for up to 13 months. And so one of you can tell me why 13 months? Do you think the why 13 months? The first year. So anniversary, the first anniversary is the hardest one for families. So with this line that is included and it's completely free, families don't have to pay anything extra, not even a penny, and they can call at any time. So that is another benefit, because going and having a session, it might be a copay of 50, or if we don't have insurance, it might be a payment of 200 a session. So we're grieving, we need help, but we can pay. And with this is for families given completely because it's part of the packages. So I asked you to please fill down some information because it gives you ideas. But on the other side, the writing and the verbal and like cremation, entombment, interment, it's like words that we don't talk in a conversation when we are having a party or a lunch or dinner. Like, what is an entombment? Let's not talk about that. So you might find something that you said, oh, I don't know what is this. Just put a cross on it and we can answer the questions. And there's a notes where you can take some notes, write questions that you might have. We do seminars when we go with families more in deep, and we schedule appointments to help you, to guide you. You don't need to buy from us, but you need to be informed because it's going to happen one day. And it's very, 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 very important to be prepared. Like, you always want to learn something about something, but you need to know about this because you are going to encounter a family member or somebody else going through this. So fill that out, please. And I'm going to get the tickets for the raffle. And I noticed that 3 ladies came in after. Let me show you one video that is 2 minutes long. And this is a production of Carlos. Thank you, Carlos.
Will it play the sound if I'm playing it?
We'll see.
When a death occurs and no plans are made, the first thought is what now? There are only 2 paths that are taken when a person dies. The hard path and the easier path. We all one day will have to choose what path will be ours. Let's look at the hard path. Imagine, John, that last night you tragically passed away on your way home in a car accident. At 2 a.m., your family is woken up to a phone call that you passed away, and today they have to meet a counselor at the funeral home. During the meeting, your wife Jane is grieving, and she is now responsible in making all of your final arrangements. On one of the most difficult days of her life, she must make many decisions very quickly, at times within hours, under a lot of stress. Decisions like, what would you have liked, burial or cremation? Religious service or not? What music will play? What family and friends should be notified now that your cell phone was damaged at the accident? Last, how will they pay? Full retail price, all to be paid in full 48 hours before the service. Now, let's look at an easier way. 5 years prior to your death, you took the time to sit with a pre-need advisor to make all your arrangements. That day, you also qualified for a discount and locked in the price. You chose to make payments for 5 years and completely paid off prior to passing. The easier path. Your family is told that you made sure they would have ample time to grieve and not to be burdened by the arrangements. Your family chose the day of the event and the time for the limo pickup, and your service was done as you had planned it. John, what path is best for you and your family?
So I think Irene is passing the tickets, and for the we have
5 of them, and I'll fill them out.
5. Can you? Okay. So I need 5, Irene, for the families that we have across go online? Yes. Please. And I will need the other piece back. Oh, they're gonna write the name on it. We'll call on them. Oh, their name, because we have the 5 online. Their name.
Yeah, that's part of the winning one.
We're gonna just read the name on the back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let me bring the prices.
That's funny.
More wine.
Okay, who's on the iPad? Did we share in the chat who that is?
Let me stop sharing this. No, because you need to. Oh, no, really.
I got Tim, I got Jose, I got Crystal, who are here on our Zoom, but I've also got someone who's on an iPhone, but I don't know who the name of it is.
That's Aurelia from Vintage for Nursing and Rehab.
Aurelia, okay, I'm gonna write you down. Aurelia. Thanks, Aurelia.
Welcome.
Okay. And I will need to collect the forms. If you can please set up your information with the name.
I want to save this and fill it out with my mom.
Okay. Can I give you an additional one?
Sure.
Okay. Do you have an extra one?
Thank you.
All right, we got you, Jim, we got you, Aurelia and Jose and Crystal in the draw.
Okay. Any questions? Comments?
We have extra forms if you ever like.
I'll take them. So how do I do with the, maybe the name and,
I put their names in the, for the drawing or for,
okay, but I need, phone number or email.
okay. We can just have them put that in the chat. for
Okay.
you. If you guys will just stick your name, your phone number and your email in the chat for us on Zoom.
Thank you.
We'll send over
I'll wait for
all of our documents for you.
comments. Oh, that was it? Okay.
Does anyone have any questions?
Questions? Comments?
Oh, here's
Something.
Yeah, where are you from?
I am from Los Angeles, but originally I am from Guatemala, Central America.
I think it's like that one.
Yes.
Everybody wants to know where I'm from, and I don't understand.
Yeah, I have a question. If you
Yes.
don't mind. What about the people who are on SSI? The reason I'm asking is because anytime that, I don't know, 4 or 5 years or something, you have to go through and renew it. First thing they ask, do you have a burial ground? Do you have insurance, life insurance? You know, and it's like, if you do have it, I want, you know, all the information. How much are you paying? How much is it worth it? And it's like our hands are tied.
That's a great question.
I can answer it a little bit.
Okay.
Because before I joined Lakewood, I did life insurance for AAA. So we had a lot of families that would happen. What you can do with life insurance, and the reason why SSI does that is because they see it as if you have a cash value on your policy, you can take that out. So they consider it income. So what we would do is we would change the ownership of that. So let's say a family member has that cash value, their son, their daughter, whoever is responsible for them would become the owner, and that way they could still qualify for the services on that. And that's why SSI looks at it. I'm not too sure what we do, but I know on certain things.
On the other hand, the contracts for families who receive benefits, they have to be irrevocable. Irrevocable means, that means no cash value. So they won't ask you, they won't go against any asset, because I know that you don't qualify if you have some amount. You qualify if you have some amount of money on a banking account. So they're specific because yes, they want to know how much money do you have. But when I help families who receive benefits, the contract is irrevocable and you won't have any issue at all. There's no
Okay.
cash value. And everybody needs to be prepared. So it's not a depriving you, but it's like just knowing how to do your documents.
Because you usually like have like a payment, you give payment, and then they always ask like, if you do, where are you getting this money? How are you paying it? And it's like, oh, so do you have extra money? And they make it like as though if you are someone who's filthy rich, you have everything hidden down here. And but now you're saying, oh, nothing. I want to go on SSI. But no, I have it all over here, I'm paying. And it's like, no, I don't, and they give that look, like, for example, when I go for my mother, they keep asking me all these questions and I tell her, and then, do you have this? Do you have this? No. They give that look,
Also, what helps is that we
If
don't.
somebody does, that's why.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
Unfortunately, the rotten apples every barrel.
Yeah. Well, something else that helps is that we don't run credit. We don't determine, your payments by credit at all. So we don't run social. We just take your basic information, put it on the contract, mark it irrevocable, and it's as simple as that. So no one really has to know. It's you have your deed assigned to you if you're buying property. If you're doing a funeral, then mark it irrevocable.
okay, for example, let's say I said yes, and right now I did buy one. Here it is right here. And we agreed there's this monthly payment I'm giving. As you said, we made a contract and everything. Suddenly tomorrow, I got an appointment, that we have to go to our SSI. And first thing one of the questions that they asked, do you have? Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say, yes, I do have it. Now, how am I protected from them, that they're not gonna say, as soon as the person passes out, oh yeah, you have this, so we can get that, we can get this, we can get this to take our money, and fix our money.
Irrevocable. That's the answer. Irrevocable, no cash back.
There's a document that states that it has absolutely no cash value. And it's just to be able to, because these are necessities. These are basic necessities. It's not like when you purchase a car and, that has a value on it because you can only sell it, but it has no cash value, but it's for your basic necessities.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Any other question? What about the families that we have across? Okay, thank you.
Any questions online? Anybody on our Zoom have any questions? No? Okay.
Do I have all the tickets? Yes. Okay.
That's cool.
Okay. So I'm gonna start calling, and I will need to collect the forms, please. And if you mind.
Pick a winner.
So should I say which one? The first one?
is
Can they
for-
see it?
That's
Here are
first.
this is one of the prize. This is another one. And this is a bottle of wine.
All right. So which one are we doing first? The basket?
Let's do the basket. then.
Okay, the basket goes to Irene.
Oh! Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have something to get for Christmas now.
Ah. Number 2. Jackie Hernandez.
Jackie. We didn't say what.
I know.
You too. You too.
The whiskey.
Woohoo.
Jackie, I'm gonna tackle you.
And last one. The last one.
Charmaine, that's yours.
I would love to have a
Back in the closet.
All of you.
Thank you for that. And we brought some little sandwiches. Please help yourself.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you for
No,
having
really,
us.
thank you for having us.
Absolutely. I feel like back again next year. I feel like this is a conversation that we need to revisit.
You bet.
Yeah, I don't think we should stop talking about it. And, it's definitely given me food for thought, right? And-
I'm
and-
calling Irene next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Thank you so
So,
much.
thank you. And I appreciate your candor and demeanor, you know, and just having your personal testimony experience really touched me. Because I feel like, you know, death is really hard, like you said, no matter what. And I just feel like your personal testimony, like you now have a passion for helping others, you know, go through the grieving experience and bring, you know, hopefully a little bit of peace to people's lives during that experience. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you. So does anybody, any of our senior care providers have any announcements they want to share with any upcoming events? Just raise your hand and then we'll let you share. Yeah.
All
We
right.
have trunk or treat this Saturday. If anybody wants to join and put your car out and give out treats to the community from 11 to 2,
Parking lot down here.
parking lot, all of it.
Okay.
We have a car club coming,
Oh, fun.
so it'll be fun.
Yay.
Yeah, the Conchita's truck is gonna be here.
Oh,
again.
fun. So
Okay.
605 Standiford here, trunk or treat. 11 to 3, sorry, you said?
11 to 2.
To 2, sorry. Don't come at 3, I'll be sad.
Can we bring a hearse?
Please bring that.
The hearse will be there.
Fire that jumps out at you.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Oh,
I need to see what I can do.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
good. Okay, anybody else? Any announcements?
Anyone online have any announcements to share?
Talking about trunk or treat.
Yes, good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Jose.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a ribbon cutting on the, let's see, the 18th from 5:30 to 7:30 with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce here at our college. I'll send you guys an invite and stuff like that. So if you guys want to come, it's a kind of a network and a grand reopening with new staff, that new management that we have here on campus.
So
So
November.
you guys are all invited. November
Any
18th.
wine, Jose?
Oh, they're asking if wine will be served, so they move up or
I'll
not.
have some in the parking lot. We're a college, so I'll have them in the back, back parking lot in brown bags for everybody.
I think Jackie wanted to say something.
Astoria Senior Living in Oakdale is having our trunk or treat this Friday from 4 to 6. That's when they want to join us.
In Oakdale?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd love to have my card there.
Yeah.
I have candy for you guys. So. I'm out of town.
I'll get yours.
And if you guys email that to me, I can send it out to everybody.
Okay, anybody else? Other announcements? Okay, so this is our last meeting of the year. We take November and December off so that we can spend time with our friends and family and plan for our funerals.
Now you mention it, I do have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know if you read in the paper that you can be decomposed. I know some people say, what are you talking about? It sounds gross. I said, no more gross. I don't like this cremation. That's what Hitler did to the Jews. Yeah, I don't like it, even though both my husbands are cremated, but that's what they wanted.
That's what
Yeah.
they wanted.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you know anything about that? I talked to somebody out at a nursery at the West Turf, and she said, oh yeah, you can buy a plot up in Yosemite. What makes you think I want to be decomposed in Yosemite?
To answer your question, we would just put no embalming, right? So that
No, you're being put in a wooden box. I don't know if they put something in there, maybe they do, I don't know. And then you have a plot and you put the wooden box in there and then you.
Well, the embalming is usually done so that the body is preserved for a long period of
If you
time.
don't want to do
But
that.
if you don't want to do that, which
No.
it sounds like you just want to be able to decompose,
Yes.
you know?
Mhm.
So we would just do no embalming and just, lay you to rest in your space.
Yeah, but is it allowed in the state of California?
It is.
Oh,
Yeah, so now it's just a matter of writing down your wishes, and make sure we just document everything. That way no one else makes a choice for you.
but where can you do it?
On the contract, it'll say remarks, and we write that in the remarks. And then we'll just have you initial off on it, and that's your wish is being expressed and acknowledged.
Okay, because when my first husband died, he wanted to be cremated and then he wanted his ashes over the ocean. How do I get over the ocean?
Oh, yeah.
I called the airport in Modesto and she said, excuse me, you wanna do what? So I repeated myself. She said, you better talk to the owner. So I talked to him and I said, yeah. He said, you can come out and see. And I come out there, couldn't eat breakfast that morning. And I said, well, where's the airplane? He said, oh, it's right there. Oh, okay.
Could be done through airplane, could be done through a ship. You know, we
I think that next, if there were gonna be another one, it should be a cruise ship, but I doubt there's gonna be another one.
You're young, you don't know. Maybe you might outlive your next husband.
I'm old enough to be your grandmother. No, but it's just, it was, I have to admit, as sad as it was he wanted, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be over Bodega Bay. He said, Bodega Bay, just between you and me, can we go straight out to Pacifica? I said, that'll be fine with me. And then he said, I'll stop the, he said something to the, stop the engine and to open the window. I said, are you crazy? Don't do that. He said, it's like putting a car in neutral. Okay. So he did, and it was a relief, and it's done now.
Honoring wishes.
Yeah.
And to answer the question, yes. The other, yes, it is, we do it. I did it for fun. Interesting question.
Do you want Jose to announce, let us know about our next meeting in January? They're ones.
Yeah, I
posting.
was
Okay,
just gonna
okay.
get there. So I'll let him announce that. But before we do that, just our next meeting will be Thursday, January 27th. If anybody wants to mark their calendars in advance. We were correct, 27th.
So it's always the
Okay.
fourth Thursday of the month, the fourth
Yeah.
Thursday of the month.
So Brenda here at Noble Hospice has been so gracious and hospitable and allowed us to meet here. But for that very first meeting of the 2022 year, we're actually going to be going on a field trip. And we'll let Jose share with us about that meeting on the 27th.
We're gonna go to
You with us?
Advanced College. So Jose, if you want to unmute yourself, or did we lose him already? I guess he just signed off. Never
Oh,
mind.
did he take off?
I guess we lost him.
Okay.
We were taking too long.
Jose, who was with us earlier, we're going to be over at Advanced College in Salida to learn more about the programs that are being taught there that benefit seniors and their families. So we'll be meeting over there, and then the following month, February, we'll be back here.
And if anybody wants to host and talk.
Sure.
Yeah, let us know.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you again for the
Thank you
wonderful
for having us.
presentation.
Thank you.
Yes,
For all of you.
get some snacks before you leave.
And then I had no idea that this existed. What is your name? And
Hi, I'm Joyce. I don't think I can see you right then. Can I take a picture of the winner, please? With the prizes. I remember. Yes. It's nice to meet you in person. I'm glad you came.
This is a treat.
Oh, thank you. Can I take a picture with your prize?
yes, of course.
Hi. You're
I told her to do that. Tomorrow, incredible. And then Saturday. Huh? I know, I was thinking that yesterday, my boyfriend was like, I go, it wasn't a walk off for time. I'm like, leave me alone, I was already off on my day. I was off on Monday.